Hey, this is Jerry Fetta. Welcome back to another Fetta Facts, where we talk about all facts, no opinions. I'm going to share with you one of my passive income strategies that I just realized was a passive income strategy. I hadn't looked at it before. I want to show it to you today. Hey, welcome back to another Fetta Facts. Jerry Fetta here, founder and CEO of Wealth Dynamics. So if you're watching this today, I'm going to be talking to you about a passive income strategy that I completely overlooked, right? So I was reading a book. It's called Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash, one of my favorite books from a mentor of mine. The late Mr. Nelson Nash really popularized the infinite banking concept, the idea of using cash value, whole life insurance, structuring it in a very specific way, and using that as a banking system. Right. And so I'm a big proponent of that. I have 7 policies and I use that. I borrow against them. I invest with them. And I'm in a mode of life where I'm accumulating, I'm growing, I'm building. And so I'm acquiring assets with my banking business. Right. And so I really do look at the life insurance as my banking business. It operates just like a bank. Right. Banks have depositors. I'm a depositor in my life insurance policy. When I deposit money in a bank, the banker borrows against my deposit. Well, I get to be the banker with the life insurance and borrow against my own deposit. So why would I let them do it if I can do it, right? The bank has borrowers, people that they loan the money out to for, investing, car loans, mortgages, you name it. So I'm also the borrower. I borrow from my bank and then I pay myself back with interest just like a borrower does. Then banks have shareholders, those that own the bank. They benefit from the profits of the bank. They earn dividends and profits each year. And I'm the shareholder in the life insurance with it, which is the banking system. I earn dividends every single year as well, right? So I really treat this full on as a business. It's a banking business. It's not an investment because it's insurance. It can't be. It's not a savings account. I really look at this as I'm in the banking business, right? Now, with any business, one of the things I'm looking at is at what point is this going to pay me passive income, right? At what point am I going to generate passive income without having to put too much time and too much effort into the business? And I hadn't really been looking at it from that state of mind until recently as I was rereading Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. And I came across the concept of, wait, you can change what's called your dividend option on your policy. And I'm going to share with you on the whiteboard. So let's whiteboard this out so I can show you what I mean today. Hey, you want to see a magic trick? Get a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. I know it's in front of my chest and my face because I want you focusing on the book and not me for a moment before you go back to focusing on me and the content. All right, so check this out. You have a couple of options with your life insurance policy. So when you put $1 into the policy, we're going to split that dollar up into 2 different locations. Generally speaking, you're going to have what's called your base, which is the actual whole life insurance death benefit. Then you have what's called your paid up additions, which is money that flows directly into cash value. So we want to structure it correctly. And so typically we're going to see anywhere from 10 to 40% of my dollar going towards base. Now, as we've talked about before, the base is not liquid. This is not money I'm going to borrow against right away. However, it is income producing, right? So it is money that, like real estate, when I put money into it, I might not be able to pull my equity out, but I get rental income, I get mortgage income. This is similar to that. So the base is going to be 10 to 40% of the money that I'm putting in. The paid up additions are going to be 60 to 90%. Right? And those are really the only places I want to direct money. I want to avoid other costs and other expenses with my policy. Okay. Now, both of these are going to produce dividend income. There's going to be interest income and dividend income because these both ultimately end up funding my cash value. My cash value earns guaranteed interest and it earns dividends. So I've got interest and dividends happening. Now, when you are growing your banking business, just like a normal business, you're going to reinvest your capital. So when we get dividends and we get interest, we're reinvesting those. We're letting that stay in the cash value. We're growing it. We're reinvesting those into the paid up additions. We're putting that back in. We're growing the cash value. We're making it bigger so we can accumulate more. We can build the banking reservoir and take more loans and build prosperity that way. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I don't have to do that. Now, I'm not telling you don't. I think if you are in the stage I'm in right now, where you're accumulating and building the banking business, it would be foolish of you not to reinvest your dividends into paid up additions, not to put it back into the policy cash value. I would not be like, oh, this is optional now. This is not what I'm saying in this video. What I'm saying is there's a certain point in your life where you might be like, okay, I'm 65, 70 years old, whatever. I'm slowing down a little bit. I've built my real estate portfolio. I've got the passive income from that. You know, I built this portfolio. I've built this business. I've built that business. And I want to maybe let up and enjoy some of this, right? And I want to turn my life insurance policy into a passive income stream. Okay. So you can totally do that. Just like here, we can reinvest the dividends. You can tell the insurance company, I want to take these as cash, right? I want to take these as cash. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you what this looks like on my policy, because this is a pretty cool concept if you do it right. Okay. Now, if you don't do it right, you can really mess up your policy. So again, if you have a policy, you're thinking about getting a policy, do not go into, okay, I'm going to do it myself and try and figure all of this out and make all these changes all of a sudden, right? Don't go that route. So what I want to show you is I want to share with you a concept I've gone over before where I look at the annual increases on my policy. Now let's go down to an age when I'm like pretty old, right? So let's say I'm age 70. Okay, so I'm age 70. I'm putting in $3,000 a year into my policy, and I have an increase on my cash value each year. And again, this is a pretty little policy. I have 7 of these, but I have an increase in my cash value each year of $549,976. Right? And the year prior, if you look at this, the year prior, it was 526, 479, right? Let me draw this out just to highlight what we're looking at here. Okay, so we're looking at these two columns, right? So I have an increase of $23,000 that year. Okay, and that's on dividend income and growth from my policy. Now, 3,000 of that obviously is my own contribution. So I can subtract out my contribution, which is 2967 minus 2967 and 41 cents, right? So I have a growth of 20,529 in cash value that year. Okay, pretty cool. That's passive income. So normally I would leave that in my policy, but I could tell the insurance company, send me that money. Send me that money at the end of the year. Okay, now you might be looking at this and thinking, well, Jerry, you know, $20,000 a year, that's not that much money and this and that. You're right, it's not that much money. The thing is that your focus all the way up to this point in time should have been borrowing against your policy, acquiring things that pay you passive income, real estate, gold leasing, etc., things that are going to pay you passive income. And so this is a supplement to that. Hey, what's up? Jerry here. I just wanted to give you another reminder. Grab my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. It's going to be one of the best books you have ever read on finance. I can promise you that. You're going to love it. It's also a free offer. So if you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, you can get that now. Right? So if you've already got, you know, $10, $15, $20,000 a month in real estate passive income and businesses and gold leasing and all this other stuff you're doing, you've got an additional $20,529. Now, what did I tell you? I don't own just one policy. I own 7, right? So if you own 7 as well, let's take a look at the numbers there. If you go times 7, now you have $143,000 a year in dividend income. If you want to divide this out by 12 months, that is $11,975 per month in passive income, guaranteed. You've got interest growth that's guaranteed. You've got cash value that you can't say it's guaranteed, but if it's been happening for 150 years in a row, right? It's like if the sun comes out every day, I can't guarantee you it's going to come out tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure it is, right? So I've got this very low risk source of passive income of almost $12,000 a month. And here's the beautiful part. All of this is tax-free up until the point where I withdraw more than I put in dividend income. So if I put in contributions of, let's say, you know, $300,000, right? Well, that means I get $300,000 of tax-free passive income. Now, the other thing I can do is I can structure my tax game as well. So if I don't want to pay taxes on it down the road, there are ways to avoid that too with good tax planning. But what I'm pointing out to you here is this is why I tell you get multiple policies. Early on, you're running a banking business full out. So more locations wins. You want more locations. If you have 7 policies, that's better than 1. If you've got 2, that's better than 1. If you've got 20, like my friend Brent does, that's better than 7. Okay, if you've got 14 or 15, like my friend Devin does, that's better than 7. I got to catch Devin, right? So this would be why you open those. Every time you open one, when you're older, this can become a passive income stream. When you're younger, guess what? You've got a banking system. And here's the beautiful part. When you pass away, if you're withdrawing just the dividends, okay, just the dividends, you're not withdrawing anything else, only the dividends. What that means is you are going to have a tax-free death benefit that gets paid out to the beneficiary of your choice, right? So we can go down and say, okay, well, Jerry is withdrawing, the dividends every single year on his policy. And let's say that he never touches the principal value of his cash value, right? So then I've got death benefit here of $1.5 million, tax-free, that's gonna go to someone. Okay, I want you to name one other financial tool out there that allows you to avoid banks in your life, avoid Wall Street in your life, become your own banking business, generate passive income sources through borrowing against your policy and doing things like private lending and gold leasing and all these different things I've mentioned, and then convert it into a passive income stream when you're 70 years old and you don't want to work anymore, and leaves a multi-million-dollar tax-free legacy to your loved ones. Guys, that does not exist. I'm telling you, that doesn't exist. And you can be like, well, I'm a real estate guy. Good. I'm telling you, be a real estate guy and a life insurance guy. If you combine them, you will do better. Oh, Jerry, I like stocks and Wall Street. Good. Keep being a stocks and Wall Street guy. I don't agree with it. I don't like it myself. That's fine. I'm not here to give you investment advice, but be a stocks and Wall Street guy and a life insurance guy. Combine them and you will do better. This goes with everything you're doing. You're running your financial life through it because you already run your financial life through a banking system. If you're banking with the Bank of Americas, the Wells Fargos, the JP Morgans, all of these different groups, you're not being able to borrow against your own deposits. You're barely earning anything on your deposits in the first place. You're not allowed to be the banker. When you take loans, it's not benefiting you. You're actually supporting a suppressive system. When you flow money into a traditional bank, you're supporting a suppressive system that financially takes advantage of Americans and people all over the world, for that matter, right? They don't make you a shareholder. You're not going to get profits. So if you're already using a banking system, why not change two things, which is the way you think about money and then where you put your money by putting it in your own banking system first instead of someone else's, so you can do everything I mentioned in this video today. Build up your own banking system to use it, generate passive income with it down the road, and leave a tax-free legacy for your loved ones. Guys, that's my Fetta Facts today. I hope that this was valuable to you. If it is, like the video, share this with someone. And I want to know your feedback and questions. So leave your questions below in the comments. I know you guys get inundated with videos about everything under the sun. And so my goal is to be real with you and show you the real numbers, show you the real concepts, what I'm actually doing, and the factual information. So if you want to talk about that in the comments, please do so below. I'll see you next time. Hey, this is Jerry Fetta here. I want to thank you for watching my video, watching my content. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to learn more about the blueprint to financial freedom and how you can achieve passive income that exceeds your savings, your expenses, your taxes, your generosity, and build wealth like the top 1%, I want to encourage you, grab a copy of my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. You can go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, or you can click the link in the description of the video here. The copy is free. You cover your shipping. We'll send the book out to you, and we'll send you an email with a bunch of great bonus material also for free. Get the book, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next content.